What if the first hour of your day could redefine your entire life? Imagine this. Most people wake up scrambling, already behind, their minds clouded by stress and haste. But then there are those who rise before the world stirs. They move with purpose, think with piercing clarity, and claim silent victories while others sleep. Waking up early isn't just a habit. It's a rebellion against mediocrity, a weapon to seize control of your peace, your power, your destiny. If you don't own your morning, someone or something else will own your day. So, will you let your potential slip away in the haze of oversleeping, or will you rise and make it yours? Let's dive deep into how waking up early can transform your mindset, sharpen your focus, unlock unshakable discipline, and set you on a path to a life of purpose and impact. 1. Early rising defines your purpose. When you wake before the sun, you're not just getting out of bed, you're staking a claim on your day. In those sacred, quiet hours while the world slumbers, you wield a rare power, uninterrupted stillness. This isn't merely a routine, it's a philosophy of achievement, a bold statement that you are the architect of your destiny. The morning's calm strips away distractions. No buzzing phones, no urgent emails, no chaos. In this silence, your inner voice speaks clearly and your purpose becomes vivid, as if the universe itself is whispering, urging you to focus on what truly matters. Picture Benjamin Franklin rising early to ask, "What good shall I do this day?" At night he reflected, "What good have I done today?" These questions, pondered in the dawn's quiet, didn't just shape his character, they helped forge a nation. You too can harness this power. Ask yourself at sunrise, what do I want to create today? Who am I becoming? What legacy am I building? The morning is your philosopher's forge, where you sharpen your thoughts, temper your emotions, and craft a vision that guides your life. Consider Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who began his days in meditation, reflecting on his values and duties. Those early moments weren't just preparation, they were the foundation of his empire, both personal and imperial. Without mastering the self in those quiet hours, he knew no one could master the world. When you rise early, you gift yourself time to plan, write, learn, and think without the world pulling at you. This is when genius visits, when dreams are refined into plans, and plans ignite into action. Those who sleep through these golden hours often stumble into their day, reactive, unfocused, swept along by life's currents. But you rise with intention, refusing to let chance dictate your path. Think of Leonardo da Vinci, his journals brimming with inventions and insights born in the solitude of dawn, or Isaac Newton, whose laws of motion emerged from silent contemplation, not crowded halls. Their brilliance wasn't accidental. It was cultivated in the hours others overlook. When you rise early, you're not just preparing for the day, you're building a legacy. Each sunrise you embrace, each quiet moment you seize, lays another brick in the cathedral of your character. Make your morning a sacred ritual. Write down your goals, reflect on your values, read something that elevates your mind. Sit in silence and ask, am I becoming who I want to be? The world will try to drown you in urgency and noise, but when you've claimed your morning, you carry a clarity no storm can shatter. You lead with vision, act with resolve, live with purpose. Tomorrow, when your alarm sounds, don't hesitate. Rise, step into the silence, walk the path of Franklin, Aurelius, Da Vinci, Newton. You're not alone. You're joined by history's builders, thinkers, and dreamers, all of whom knew the dawn's power. The morning is yours. Claim it and let it shape your destiny. 2. Early rising builds discipline for success. Discipline is the bridge between your dreams and your reality, the unseen force behind every triumph. There's no better place to forge it than the early morning, when the world is still and your willpower is fresh. Rising before the sun is a choice most won't make. A choice for discomfort over ease, clarity over chaos, purpose over passivity. In that moment, you're not just waking up, you're awakening your strength, proving to yourself that you can master your impulses. Each early rise is a victory over yourself, and he who masters himself becomes unstoppable. Look to Alexander Hamilton, born into obscurity yet destined to shape a nation. He rose early, pouring himself into study, writing, and vision. His discipline transformed a penniless orphan into a founding father. Or consider Catherine the Great, who ruled an empire by first ruling her habits. Her rise to power wasn't luck. It was built through calculated thought and strict self-control, honed in the morning's solitude. When you greet the dawn with resolve, you send a message to your subconscious, I am in charge. This choice sets a tone that echoes through your day, guiding your actions with strength and consistency. Think of your morning as a warrior's ritual, sharpening your blade before battle. Early rising hones your focus, preparing your mind for the challenges ahead. It reminds you that success isn't stumbled upon. It's crafted, one decision at a time. Discipline isn't a single act. It's a state of being, shaping how you rise, work, speak, and think. When you commit to early rising, that discipline seeps into every corner of your life, from how you manage time to how you face setbacks. Sculptor Antonio Canova began his days chiseling in solitude, guided by repetition and vision. His masterpieces weren't born from fleeting inspiration, but from relentless effort. Mary Wollstonecraft, whose writings sparked the women's rights movement, rose early to study and reflect, defying her era's limits. Every morning, you resist the pull of your bed. You strengthen the muscle of discipline. You don't need the world's permission to chase your dreams, just the discipline to rise. You might wonder, what if I don't feel like it? Discipline doesn't wait for feelings. It doesn't negotiate with tiredness or doubt. It acts, especially when it's hard. Those moments when you rise despite exhaustion, push through fear, or silence excuses are when your character is carved. Discipline is the gatekeeper of your potential. Without it, goals remain distant fantasies. With it, the impossible becomes inevitable. Use your mornings to become more than you were yesterday. Read what inspires you. Write what clarifies your thoughts. Reflect on what grounds your spirit. The greats aren't just talented, they're disciplined. They rise when others rest, act when others delay, commit when others waver. Tomorrow, let the quiet be your ally and discipline your guide. Shape your destiny, one dawn at a time. In the early morning, you're not just awake, you're alive, determined, unstoppable. 3, early rising maximizes productivity. When you wake early, you don't just gain hours, you multiply your power. In those sacred moments, while the world sleeps, you step into a realm of unmatched clarity and focus. This is the hour of creators, poets, leaders, you, undistracted, unstoppable. Each morning is a blank canvas and you hold the brush. No noise, no rush, just space to create, think, execute. When you rise early, you don't react to the world, you shape it. The first thoughts you think, the first tasks you tackle, set the momentum for your day. Harness that momentum, and you stack victories before others even open their eyes. Blaise Pascal's profound ideas didn't emerge in chaos, but in the stillness of morning reflection. Anne Bradstreet, America's first published poet, wrote by candlelight at dawn, carving time amidst her duties. Their productivity wasn't a gift. It was a choice, designed in the quiet of early hours. The most successful don't leave productivity to chance. They craft it, starting at dawn. Science confirms what you felt, the clarity, the energy of an early start. Your willpower is unspent, your mind uncluttered, your energy at its peak. This is your strategic advantage. Use it to tackle what matters most. Your biggest goals, your deepest priorities, not trivial tasks. Olaudah Equiano, who rose from slavery to lead the abolition movement, used early hours to write and reflect, changing hearts and history. He didn't wait for time. He made it. Every early hour you spend with purpose is a deposit in your dreams. Progress compounds like interest in a bank. Days turn into weeks, weeks into momentum, momentum into transformation. You're not racing the world. You're outrunning your former self. Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters when you're at your best. And you're never better than at dawn, with intention and focus. Plan your day, build your systems, write your ideas, refine your skills, lay bricks of progress before distractions even knock. Let others start their day in chaos, tripping over emails and urgencies. You start with clarity, commitment, craftsmanship. Tomorrow, when the sky is dark and silence blankets the earth, rise. Let your first breath be purpose, your first move progress. Paint your canvas with bold strokes and watch your productivity soar with the sun. You're not just getting things done, you're advancing your vision, one morning at a time. 4, early rising builds resilience. Early mornings aren't just about waking up, they're about rising strong. Each time you choose the dawn over your bed, you choose resilience over ease, strength over comfort, growth over stagnation. The discipline to rise early is the training ground for an unbreakable spirit. Resilience isn't born in comfort. It's forged through challenge, like iron in fire. And what greater challenge is there than resisting the warm embrace of sleep, the seductive pull of excuses, the temptation to delay your purpose? Every morning you rise early, you declare, I am stronger than my excuses. I am bigger than my comfort. That choice is your first victory, the foundation for all that follow. Booker T. Washington walked miles before dawn to attend school, forging strength through struggle. Abigail Adams, a pillar in times of war, rose early to write, study, and think, meeting hardship with readiness. The temptation to stay in bed isn't just physical. It's symbolic of every fear, hesitation, or comfort that holds you back. Conquering it proves you can rise above anything. Resilience is built brick by brick in moments like these. When you're tired but rise, doubtful but act, fearful but move. The early hours are your crucible, testing you not against the world but against yourself. That test is sacred. Winning the first battle of the day equips you for every battle life brings. Resilience isn't just bouncing back. It's pushing forward relentlessly, no matter the obstacle. When you step into the cold, quiet dawn, you practice mental toughness. Sculptor Herta Thorvaldsen faced stone with resolve at dawn, carving not just art, but strength. Life can be hard, like stone, but with resilience you don't break, you shape. Use your mornings to sharpen this tool. Do something hard. Sit with your thoughts, face your fears, move your body when it protests, read what challenges your mind. These small efforts harden your resolve. Others may hit snooze, but you're different. You know greatness is earned in the shadows, in unseen choices before the sun rises. When you consistently choose the harder path, you stop being controlled by life, you command it. You face setbacks with strategy, adversity with calm, because you've built an unshakable core. Tomorrow, when the bed whispers your name, see it as your test. Pass it, and you walk into the day with armor. Rise, embrace the discomfort, and know that with each early morning, you're becoming someone who endures, who leads, who cannot be broken. Resilience is your choice, forged at dawn. 5. Early rising cultivates a positive mindset. Starting your day early is a ritual of renewal, a chance to begin anew with every sunrise. Each dawn is a gift, a clean slate, a fresh start, a moment to choose how your day will unfold. When you rise with intention, you set the tone for everything that follows. In the morning stillness, before the world's noise invades, you have the power to shape your mindset. This is where positivity takes root, where gratitude flourishes, where clarity dawns. You tune your mind to the frequency of possibility. Florence Nightingale faced chaos in war-torn hospitals, yet her morning reflections brought light and hope to her work. Carl Linnaeus, the botanist, greeted each dawn with wonder, turning scientific observation into a lifelong passion. The early morning isn't just time, it's a mindset, a choice to begin with peace and optimism. In these hours, you're free to journal your thoughts, meditate, breathe deeply, align with your highest self. Speak affirmations. I am focused. I am capable. I am grateful. I am becoming. This isn't indulgence, it's preparation. A mind rooted in gratitude cannot be easily shaken. A spirit grounded in positivity faces challenges fearlessly. The way you start shapes how you continue. Begin with chaos and the day scatters. Begin with stillness and it flows. Make your morning your anchor. 5 minutes of gratitude, 10 minutes of mindful breathing, a few pages of inspiring reading. These aren't small acts. They're transformative. You're not just waking your body. You're awakening your spirit, leaving no room for bitterness or complaint. Let others dive headfirst into the day's demands, scrambling and stressed. You begin in harmony, with purpose. Light a candle, open a journal, step outside, breathe the dawn air. Say something kind to yourself. List 3 things you're grateful for. Set your mind on growth, not fear, service, not selfishness. You don't need perfect conditions to live positively, just a willing heart and consistent practice. Start each day this way, and your work flows freely, your burdens feel lighter, your interactions shine brighter. Why? Because you've chosen to start strong, to lead with light. Your positivity becomes contagious, lifting those around you. You become a beacon, not because you seek attention, but because you radiate clarity and calm. Rise early, rise grateful, rise empowered. This is the hidden power of early rising. Not just productivity or discipline, but the ability to choose your spirit each day. Choose positivity, and you choose a life that inspires others as it inspires you. 6, early rising fosters continuous learning. Continuous learning is the cornerstone of growth. No one ascends to greatness without feeding their mind, stretching their intellect, and expanding their horizons. The early morning, when the world is quiet and distractions are absent, is the perfect time for this sacred pursuit. Your mind is a sponge at dawn, open, receptive, alive. Each sunrise is an invitation to grow, and if you accept it consistently, you become unstoppable. When you dedicate mornings to learning, you're not just gathering facts. You're building the mind of a leader. You train your thoughts to be clear, your decisions sound, your perspective expansive. The greats treat their minds with reverence. Galileo began his mornings in study, questioning what others accepted blindly. His intellect reshaped our understanding of the stars. Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz, defying her era's constraints, read and wrote at dawn, her genius flourishing in solitude. When you rise early to read, write, or reflect, you plant seeds of greatness. One idea from a book can redefine your career. One journaled insight can guide you through a storm. The mind, like the body, needs exercise. Left idle, it weakens. Trained daily, it sharpens. The morning is your classroom, your journal, your companion. Read to elevate your thoughts. Write to discover your truths. Reflect to awaken your wisdom. Johann Sebastian Bach composed at dawn, learning from every sound and silence. His talent wasn't just innate, it was nurtured through deliberate morning practice. You too can nurture your potential. Don't seek comfort in routine. Seek expansion. Read what challenges your assumptions. Write what reveals your depths. Question what confines your growth. As the sun rises, let it find you in study, illuminating your book, your journal, the corners of your mind where untapped potential waits. Make this commitment. Each morning, before the world's noise begins, I will rise to grow. I will read, write, think. In doing so, I will rise not just from my bed, but into a greater version of myself. This is the path of the wise, the strong, the successful. Let your mornings be chapters in your personal education, building day by day toward mastery. 7, early rising enhances self-belief. Self-belief isn't a gift bestowed at birth. It's earned, built brick by brick through consistent action and disciplined living. Each morning you rise early, you send a powerful message to your soul. I believe in myself enough to act. I believe in my goals enough to begin again. This daily choice becomes undeniable proof of your worth, your capability, your readiness. Michael Faraday's quiet laboratory hours at dawn built his confidence through steady, unseen work. Fanny Mendelssohn's morning practice honed her brilliance, not through praise, but through relentless commitment. When you devote early hours to growth, you train more than your mind. You train your spirit. Doubts fade, questions quiet, because your actions answer them. You don't need to wonder, can I become who I want to be? Each morning, you're becoming one disciplined act at a time. Like an athlete training at dawn, you condition yourself for victory, not through force, but through repetition. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build. Each early rise is a promise kept. I won't settle. I won't betray my purpose. Keep that promise, and belief grows. The world may not see your quiet mornings, but you know that knowing transforms you from dreamer to doer, from wanderer to warrior. Let your mornings declare, I'm not afraid of effort. I'm not afraid of solitude. As the sun rises, so does your belief. You carry yourself with certainty. Speak with conviction. Live as someone who trusts their path. Confidence isn't built in grand breakthroughs, but in daily alignment with your values. Wake early, show up. Do what matters. Day by day, your belief becomes an unshakable force, carrying you toward everything you were born to achieve. Your mornings are your evidence, proof that you are capable, worthy, ready. 8, early rising encourages adaptability. Life is a winding river, full of unexpected turns and turbulent currents. Success belongs to those who adapt, who adjust their sails with grace and determination. The early morning is your training ground for this. When you rise before the world, you enter a space of pure potential, free from chaos and obligation. Here, you learn to shape your day, becoming the sculptor of your life, not the sculpture. Mansa Musa, emperor of Mali, navigated unfamiliar lands with strategic mornings, his adaptability forged in quiet contemplation. Clara Barton faced war zones and disasters, her morning discipline grounding her amidst chaos. Each dawn you rise early. You rehearse for life's unpredictability. You don't know what the day holds, but when you meet it with calm and focus, you declare, I will bend, not break. I will adapt and overcome. Start your morning by checking in with yourself. What needs adjusting? What energy do you bring? Asking these questions builds awareness, the seed of adaptability. Flexibility isn't weakness, it's intelligent strength. Like bamboo in the wind, you stay rooted while shifting direction. Mornings let you revise plans, pivot focus, prepare for change before the world demands it. You respond, not react, and there's power in that. Change isn't your enemy, it's your opportunity. Every early morning is a chance to practice responding with calm and creativity. Have your rituals, journaling, reading, movement, but be willing to adjust. Some days call for silence, others for action. Let the morning teach you that no plan is final, no obstacle fixed. Each time you adapt, you grow. Each time you shift without losing purpose, you mature. The future belongs to the adaptable, and the early morning is where they're made. Rise, breathe deeply, step into the unknown with confidence. Adjust your stance, refine your aim. In your willingness to adapt lies your greatest strength, your clearest advantage, your surest path to success. 9, early rising strengthens relationships. Success thrives on connection, and relationships are built with intention, not accident. The early morning, with its clarity and calm, is the perfect time to nurture these bonds. In this sacred space, you can reflect on who matters, who needs your gratitude, what conversations you've delayed. Frederick Douglass's powerful words, born in morning solitude, changed hearts and history. Elizabeth Barrett Browning's dawn letters and poetry deepened her connections with love and empathy. When you wake early, you prepare your emotional energy. Instead of reacting impulsively, you lead with thoughtfulness. Plan to uplift a colleague, thank a partner, check on a friend. These aren't small gestures, they're foundational. Relationships are the net that supports your rise, and mornings let you strengthen each thread deliberately. Write a note of encouragement. Reflect on a misunderstanding. Rehearse a calmer response. Train yourself to lead with empathy, not ego. The early riser is more present, and presence is the greatest gift you can give. When you offer undivided attention, rooted in clarity, you make others feel seen. People never forget how you make them feel. Ask, who needs my encouragement? Where can I bring harmony? Morning reflection aligns you with honesty and humility. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's Dawn Letters deepened his bonds through intentional thought. You too can be an architect of stronger relationships. By managing your inner world first, you offer your best self to others. Rise early. Think of those who matter. Act with grace. You're not just creating harmony. You're building emotional wealth that carries you further than any solitary effort. Lead with love and watch your world transform one relationship at a time. 10. Early rising drives consistent action. Greatness isn't built in fleeting bursts of inspiration. It's forged in consistency. What you do every day shapes your life, and the early morning is the perfect time to establish this rhythm. When you rise with intention, you create a cadence that anchors your habits and accelerates your growth. These hours are the workshop of the committed, where you prove you're not just a dreamer, but a doer. Immanuel Kant's strict morning routine of walks and writing produced philosophies that shaped generations. Louisa May Alcott rose early to write even through illness, crafting stories that inspire millions. Consistency isn't glamorous, but it's powerful. Like a craftsman shaping stone, you build your future through steady effort. One day's work may seem small, but over time, the masterpiece emerges. When you rise early, you beat resistance before it takes root. You act while others linger, create while others wait. Each morning builds trust in yourself that you will act. Consistency bridges vision and results. Use the morning to recommit to your purpose. Identify one action, however small, that moves you forward. Write a page, study a lesson, review a plan. These acts compound into monumental progress. The farmer who tills daily doesn't doubt the harvest. So it is with your goals. Water them consistently and results will come. Let your morning be a sacred contract. This is when I move the needle. Consistency becomes character. Character becomes identity. And identity becomes destiny. Rise not just to start the day, but to build your life. Let others wait for inspiration. You act. One morning, one step, one victory at a time. This is how dreams become reality. How ordinary days create extraordinary lives. 11. Early rising sparks creativity. Creativity thrives in silence, where ideas can breathe and imagination can roam free. The early morning, with its stillness and solitude, is a haven for your creative spirit. When you rise before the world, you step into a space where your mind is unburdened by the day's demands. This is where innovation is born, where solutions to problems emerge, where your unique voice finds its strength. Consider Virginia Woolf, who began her mornings writing in quiet, crafting novels that reshaped literature, or Thomas Edison, whose early hours were spent sketching ideas that lit up the world. Their creativity wasn't random. It was nurtured in the dawn's embrace. When you wake early, you give your mind the freedom to wander, to connect dots, to dream boldly. Use your mornings to explore your creative potential. Write a story, sketch a design, brainstorm solutions to challenges. Even if you don't consider yourself creative, these hours can unlock insights you never knew you had. The morning's quiet amplifies your intuition, letting you see possibilities others miss. Don't wait for inspiration to strike. Create the conditions for it. Let your morning be a playground for ideas. Jot down thoughts without judgment. Experiment with new approaches. Reflect on what excites you. Creativity isn't just for artists. It's for anyone who wants to solve problems, build something new, or live with originality. Rise early and let the dawn ignite your imagination. 12. Early rising anchors your health. Your morning sets the tone for your body as much as your mind. Rising early gives you time to prioritize your health, physical, mental, and emotional, before the day's demands take over. In those quiet hours, you can move your body, nourish it with intention, or simply sit in mindfulness, grounding yourself for the challenges ahead. Think of Theodore Roosevelt, who began his days with vigorous exercise, building the resilience that defined his life. Or Jane Austen, who used her early mornings for quiet walks, finding balance before her writing. Health isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about cultivating vitality. Early rising lets you make deliberate choices. A morning stretch, a healthy breakfast, a moment of meditation. Science shows morning exercise boosts energy and focus throughout the day. A simple walk, yoga, or workout can transform how you feel. Use your mornings to hydrate, plan nutritious meals, or practice mindfulness to reduce stress. These small acts compound, building a body and mind that carry you further. Others may rush through their mornings, grabbing coffee and stress. You can choose differently. Rise early, move with purpose, eat with care, breathe with intention. Your health is your foundation. Strengthen it each dawn, and you'll face the day with energy and resilience. Choose early rising for lasting success. Your greatness begins with each sunrise. Don't let the world dictate your day. Rise early, claim the dawn, and build a life of purpose, discipline, and impact. Start tomorrow. Wake before the sun. Step into the silence. Act with intention. You're not just rising, you're becoming. Let the morning be your canvas, your forge, your sanctuary. Paint it boldly, shape it fiercely, guard it sacredly. Your destiny waits. Rise and claim it, one transformative morning at a time.